Hello everybody, welcome back to Nukeshot Media and round 5 of the Capital NASCAR Cup Series. We are here at the Northern Isle Speedway in, I believe it's Texas, where this is located in-game, fictional circuit of course though. A bit of Bristol inspiration. Short oval, the only one on the calendar. I'm of course your commentator, Zokyo. It should be an interesting one. We've got 200 laps here today, there'll be 112 miles. A stage break at the halfway point of that. It will be a sunset race going in tonight. And it's the last race to lock yourself into the playoffs. We have 5 rounds to do so, this being the last one. And then round 6 will be the start of the playoffs, where we head to Blue Moon Bay Infield B. To give this event its unofficial name, for copyright reasons or whatever, the Bass Pro Shops Northern Isle Night Race is here today. We've also got a bit of a different qualifying procedure due to the circuit. I believe it'll be solo run, so that'll be interesting to see. Hope you're all looking forward to the action here today. If you are, be sure to leave a like, consider subscribing for the rest of the season and future content on the channel. Let's have a look to see who we've got here in the lobby today. We've got Chico Blassie, who's currently the fastest car on track in the 27 Progressive Mustang. We've got TCR Kirby making a team switch. They're actually with us now, Nukeshot Motorsport, in the Nintendo number 38. We've got Taylor's series organizer in the Toyota Camry, that's sponsored by Bass Pro Shops today. As we've got Sonic Marathon, I believe they're making their debut. They've just span out on the front stretch, that is, going by the arrow indicator. In the number 4 United Rentals Camaro. The sponsor always reminds me of Graham Rahal at the Indy 500. We've also got Ray Racer, who's currently in the pits, and Mateus, who is just leaving the pits. So qualifying scheduled to be getting underway at any point. I think we might just be waiting for maybe a couple more people to join, I'm not too sure. It's a very unique challenge. As mentioned, it is the only short oval on the calendar. Unfortunately, no stop at Broadbean Raceway this season in Japan. Of course, we did that for the Indy cars. With this, again, similar to Bristol, it's very high banked. As Chico Blassie gets into the wall and spins out. That's something to watch out for throughout this. You want to set your car up to be quite loose, as they say in NASCAR, in order to get the turn in, because as the banking flattens out, especially on the exit of turn 4, the car gets very tight at the front and it tends to understeer into the wall. That's where we see most of the hits. Whereas going out of turn 2 as Kirby is here, there's still a little bit more banking than on the front stretch. It's these nuances that you've got to take into account. I tend to go for a bit of a late apex for that final corner there. Also the tyre wear is going to be a big factor, and how you play that with the strategy and the stage brake. Fuel as well. Plenty of lift and coast opportunities here. And how will overtaking be? That's another unknown. Sonic Marathon getting up to speed. We're having some setup issues, so I tactically lended them the Nukeshot one. They're new here, so no real harm in doing so, they'll be fine. TCR Kirby, fastest of the cars that are actually out on circuit. Ray and Chico Blasi both in the pits still. Oh, and Kirby? Fresh tyres, that'll be why. Half fuel, lighter car. That'll also play into the strategy. How light can you make the car while still having enough fuel to get to the end? A bit sideways over the line. Lost some time in that corner. Ray exiting the pits. Qualifying starting in 3 minutes. I'm gonna have to brush up on this procedure thing. There is a video which has been left in the race description channel. I'll mute the tablet just to get the video running. Okay, cars exit the pit lane when told by the race director. That'll be Taylor's, because of course Poctavian too busy at this place called the Nürburgring, something like that. Apparently they've got a race going on at the moment. Okay, so after exiting the pits, after being told by the race director to do so, the warm-up lap begins. After the outlap, the warm-up lap begins, that is. Then you get 2 timed laps, and your best time lap is the one that's used for qualifications. All these cars will have the track to themselves. Once you finish the timed run, park up on the backstretch apron. Oh wow, Chico Blasi's gone into the .5s. Good stuff. Set up working nicely. Was that Shikablashi going in reverse? Oh dear. This is certainly going to be interesting. We've got Sonic Marathon going the wrong way. Grandstands are looking a bit sparsely populated, I have to say. See the yellow seats quite a lot there. I'm surprised that they opened all the grandstands. I've got a message from the race director. Quali runs will be done opposite order of current point standing. So lowest in the championship goes first. So that's either going to be Kirby or Sonic Marathon. I'm going to assume Sonic Marathon because they've not raced before at all. Whereas Kirby's only had the points reset but has raced before. Okay, cars entering the pits. Just adding that note there. Oh, okay. Car's trying to burn fuel. Seems Ray's the only one doing that. Sonic Marathon. Exiting pits. Don't think he's actually been officially told to exit the pits yet. As in to start their run. So this will be going on to their warm-up lap now. Assuming that this is their actual run. Which, considering they're hitting the wall, I'm doubting. Oh, okay, this is their run. Okay, first timed lap. It might just be netcode causing that. They're running the high line. Are they just scraping the wall? Nah, they tried to make the corners at least. On the second one. This one looking to be a bit faster unless they hit the wall on exit, and I think they do. But they do complete the run. That's going to be the time to beat. 16.990, parking on the backstretch. I think we'll switch to onboard cameras for the rest of the runs. Kirby, the next car to run, exiting the pits. .990, the time to beat. We're going to go on board here, sort of passenger-esque camera. See the steering wheel going the opposite way there from the oversteer. So they're completing the warm-up lap now, and we'll be going on to the timed lap. camera seems to gyro stabilize. Really up on that high line, and is going faster. In fact, the out lap was faster. And it's 16.833 as it stands for TCR Kirby. Again, there is a decent bit of lag, so it could be the case that, oh, I think that might have been hitting the wall there. And across the line, 16.719. Very good pace for the Nintendo car. Parking up at the side of the circuit. Ray's next. In a new livery this time. It's the Amtrak car. It was made a few days ago now. About to start the warm-up lap. Oh, kick of oversteer. Watch out for that. We'll try this camera this time by. Why not? We'll experiment with some of these. Okay, about to go on to the first of the timed laps. That's the line that I normally take. Sort of late apex. Keeps you away from the wall on the exit of 4. Green in that first split on the back stretch. Currently 1/10 down from Kirby. Is improving though. A slight tap of the wall. Really trying to push the car. Hits the wall there. It is an improvement. It's not quite enough. Ray Racer goes to second. This is a fun qualifying. Something a bit different. Chico Blassie next up, so this will be the last of the Nukeshot cars to run. Chico Blassie's unfortunately not been able to attend too many races, but of course they were the winner of the very first one, the Daytona 250. So they've already locked themselves into the playoffs, but looking for those playoff points. And of course just having fun as well. About to go on to the timed lap here. First of 2, taking that high line. Interesting seeing the different lines that are being taken. Ooh, scraping against the wall. Again, it's difficult to tell with the netcode. Very close to race time on that first lap, 0.006 off. It's going to have to be more of an improvement, and it's purple through sector 1. Is Chico Blassie able to hold it to the line? Clipping the wall, does get it, 0.006 again, but 0.006 at the head of the field. Chico Blassie to the top. Taters is the next car to run. We'll try this camera angle, I think, for exterior. You can see again the potential scraping of the wall due to the sideways, the lateral lag. Lifting off the throttle. About to go on to the timed lap. Interestingly, the out lap is looking very fast. And the out lap's actually gone fastest, but that won't count. Really having to get off throttle there. I think that's gonna ruin potentially this lap. Has he done his fastest lap on the warm-up lap? Now with Mateus. Actually, I'll send the rest of the screenshots through, I think. Mateus is probably working that out. So this is the first timed lap for Mateus, who's gone green, and currently goes third. Will this second attempt be an improvement? It's looking like it will be from a better turn one, although hitting the wall, getting on the brakes slightly. It is an improvement, but not for time. So Mateus, provisional third. We're still having to check out what Taylor's did to slot in. 16.809, 832. And that is going to be Chico Blasi on the pole position then. And Nukeshot cars 1, 2, and 4. Pretty good going. But how will the setup hold up in the race? Oh, sorry, it's Nukeshot 1, 2, and 5, of course. Track reset. And of course, because we've got the maximum lap limit of 200 in this game, we're unable to go 201 to account for the formation lap. Cars heading out to the circuit, last bit of practice. And it's all working out. I got a notification on Discord. Okay. Is this the track being reset, or is the race actually starting? What's happened? I was looking down at some things on the tablet. Ah, that's conditions change. That's what's gone on there. Ah, Kirby has left temporarily. And we're hearing that Mateus has some stomach problems at the moment. And Kirby has apparently 5 minutes to join back. It's a bit cloudy now then. Different conditions, different wind and such as well, will lead to different lap times. And as we're seeing at the moment, no one able to... No, never mind. I was going to say no one getting under the 17s, but Chico Blasi 16.6. Sonic Marathon now improving their time as well. So we're hoping that Kirby's able to get back in time. Not even just from a Nukeshot Motorsport standpoint, but just from having more cars in the race as well. Always more fun. And we're hoping that Mateus is okay. Kirby is joining back. Oh, and the horns are blaring again. Yeah, the drivers will know that. More important that they keep all the stuff in mind. Grid should be about set. Okay, 45 miles an hour, and we're not breaking the double file. Okay, let's get the show on the road. We've got Chico Blasi on the pole position. We've got Kirby, who will be lining up alongside. Mateus in third. Taters. There we go, we're sort of shuffling things again. So it will be Mateus third, Ray fourth. And then Taters 5th, Sonic Marathon 6th. And we're about to get racing underway here for the Bass Pro Shops Northern Isle Night Race. Green, 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 and the cars are off. Chico Blasi into an early lead. Mateus jumps to second. Kirby seems to have lost some spots. Ray third, Taters fourth, Kirby fifth, Sonic Marathon in sixth. Interesting. So Chico Blasi able to carry a bit of mid-corner throttle. Isn't what I would have been expecting, but it seems to be working for them. Remember, when we get to lap 101 on the actual timing, the stage break will occur. We're expecting one pit stop between that point, mainly for tyres. Fuel should be able to last depending on how the cars are geared. And into the wall goes Chico Blasi, Mateus hunting them down. And Ray closing in, getting very close. There's a spin on the backstretch. That's Sonic Marathon. Only the one car, so I believe a caution won't be called. And it is now a Nukeshot 1-2 as Ray gets up into second place. It looks like Mateus to the inside. Great dueling here. Ray will have a little bit of better exit speed off the corner. Remember, Chico Blasi already locked into the playoffs. Ray is not. But I believe they're looking quite good on points. But the 5 and the 27 maybe trying to work together a little bit. Looks like Ray to the inside. Bit of oversteer, couldn't get the traction down. That high line, really effective for Chico Blasi. Mateus still right there. Seemed to lose a little bit of time mid-corner, possibly a smidge of a bump. And Taters is coming into this. Gonna go on board. You can see just cars all over the barrier. He's most likely just the net code. As Mateus goes to the inside. Ray takes the lead, so Chico Blasi loses out. And there's contact there! There's contact! Round goes Mateus. That was between Mateus and Taters. Taters kept going. There it was. Very aggressive racing out here. Mateus saying sorry in the chat. So Mateus has dropped down to 5th from all of that. Significantly down on the others. Much like Sonic Marathon after their spin. So they're going to have to try something on strategy and hope that they don't go a lap down. But it's Taters at the front of the field, and interestingly Taters has a bit of a gap developing. 1.3, 1.5. Is there a bit of a traffic situation going on out there? No? Taters is just running real quick. Or perhaps Ray made a slight mistake. Oh, what's going on here? Chico Blasi way to the inside. Surely the mental fatigue's not setting in already. But TCR Kirby coming into this. So it's the Team Capital car that leads this, the number 19 Camry, the best Pro Shops car of Taters. 1.5 seconds the gap to Ray, who has 1.3 over Chico Blasi. 7/10 back to Kirby. Mateus trying to get that gap back down, has clear air, and I think that could be what's catching people out, is in the qualifying and the practice there wasn't a lot of close pack running in dirty air, so the car's really struggling through there. But yep, 6 seconds back, trying to set some good lap times. 16.9 on the last handful of laps for Mateus, and Sonic Marathon 17.2. Still trying to figure out how to drive the car in this configuration. It is very tricky. It's a very unique art, is the sort of short oval racing. And Taters seems to be doing quite a good job at this stage. Last lap 17.1. 17.1 also for Ray. 17.0. Yellow flags, that is Sonic Marathon, who has left the race now. That's an official DNF. That's unfortunate to see. Really, that first incident, tricky situation. .7 for Taters. That clear air seems to be very helpful. There's also got quite a good setup on that car then. Interesting, Chico Blasi perhaps running that high line is able to save the rear tyres a bit more, not sliding as much. Sort of maintaining the momentum. Meanwhile, the gap between 4th and 5th has come down. It was 6 seconds, it's now 4.5. And that clear air also helping Mateus. There's a car that spun. Who's that? That's Chico Blasi. That has span out. The attrition continues. Just getting into that outside wall, and the tyres were not taking it. Several spins. I mean, you look at the track layout, and most Europeans at least would think it's just an oval. It is evidently extremely tricky when the cars are this set up loose to be fast. We're currently on lap 30. And that gap of 1.7 seems to have remained about the same. Cars quite evenly spread throughout the track. This could get tricky. I think by now people are starting to realise drive within your limits. Because you'll lose a lot more time making a mistake and spinning out, as we've seen, compared to just losing a tenth or two a lap. Oh, interesting. Looking at the fuel, Mateus is burning quite a lot of fuel, as is Taters. Meanwhile, the Nukeshot cars with the setup doing very well on fuel, which is the exact opposite of what it was at Daytona, so that's working fantastic. That gearbox, the short oval gearbox, working very nicely, though perhaps not with the outright speed of some of these other cars, such as Taters. Gets very close to that rev limiter, whereas Ray's maximum RPM a little bit lower, sliding into the wall slightly. 1.4 is the gap, so it's closed down a bit. Lap 35 seemed to have been a little bit of a mistake, and lap 33 as well for Taters. So it's ebbing and flowing. Third place Kirby, still not overly far behind, still on that lead lap. I think everyone is on the lead lap. Indeed so. But there you see race leader in the background of shot as we watch Chico Blasi. That fuel saving will mean a little bit of a faster pit stop when we actually get to the stage break, that is. It could be tricky for some of these to actually get to the end of this. Oh no, they'll probably have to take fuel rather when they come into the pits for tyres, as opposed to tyres only. So there's definitely the potential to lose time on this first set of stops, unless a bit of fuel saving comes into it. 1.6, so the gap has opened up a little bit again. Meanwhile, 3.1 the gap between third and fourth. 17.5 plays a 17.6, or rather a 17.5 also, that last lap there for Mateus. And as the tyres continue to wear, that's only going to be making the mistakes more easy to occur, you would imagine. We saw a lot of mistakes early on when the tyres were quite fresh, and that's concerning. There's a little bit of traffic now. Taters in the dirty air of Chico Blasi. They've caught up. Are they able to pass? If I recall correctly, Chico Blasi is allowed to fight to stay on the lead lap. Plus, that's such a short track. If you let someone by, that's not long until they end up passing you again. Into the pits goes Chico Blasi, going for a smidge of an undercut. Lap 46, this was something that we discussed in the strategy back at the Team HQ. because the fuel's good. So Chica Blasi trying to make up a bit of time with that undercut. .5. The gap at the front. Mateus also into the pits, and Taters. So they're responding. Ray's also into the pits. A little bit before this halfway point. In stage 1. You see the tyre changes at work. Nice stop. Did they take fuel? It was very quick if they did. I'm not sure if they did. Possibly. Cutting it close. As the tyres wear, you're lifting off the throttle more, so you're saving more fuel throughout this. The cars will be fast again. TCR Kirby is the current leader. Yet to make the pit stop. Trying to go for fresher tyres at the end of the stage, taking the pain now. And into the pits they go. And Taters still stuck behind Chico Blasi after the stops. Oh, going purple through that sector, so perhaps it's helping them a bit. Trying to get to the inside. Will get there. Side by side, Chico Blasi still trying to hold on with that outside line. I think Taters just about has it, yep. Slides up the track. Although Chico Blasi on exit. Look at that. Powers back through, and that's allowing Ray to catch up very quickly. Just want to check something. Yeah, okay, so Kirby didn't take any fuel. I was a smidge concerned about that. But yeah, this is definitely holding Taters up. Don't think any necessarily blocking. And then, well, you can see the difference that being teammates makes, I suppose, there. Getting right out of the way of Ray Racer. Whereas fighting to stay on the lead lap when Taters goes by. I suppose once you lost the lead lap there, as to the inside goes Ray. The 5 Amtrak Ford Mustang takes the lead from the 19 Toyota Camry, the Bass Pro Shops car, and now has the clear air advantage. Kirby holding on to third, but Mateus is closing in. That overcut should give Kirby a bit of a tyre advantage. I'll do a quick check. Yep, that is the case. Those right side tyres really do take a beating. But Mateus closing in. You know they're very fast on the ovals. Quite competitive at the Blue Moon Bay 200 if I recall correctly. This a little bit different with it being a shorter oval. The battle for the lead continues. Ray able to hold position. Now Taters already has locked themselves into the playoffs. They won round 2 doing so. That was the Daytona road course race. Ray, however, still trying to lock themselves in. And they're also battling for the stage points As to the outside goes Taters. Round the outside they go. A little bit of contact there. As Ray runs a little bit wide. Taters now to the inside line.com. And Ray still there just. Gonna be tricky, but I think Taters has got that one done. Ray looking to the inside again. The dueling continues. And we'll get there. Bit of oversteer between the both of them. They nearly collide. Side by side running. Midway through stage 1. And Taters has it. Squabbling's allowing Chica Blassie to catch back up again. Although Chica Blassie spins. Chica Blassie spins trying to keep up. They get going again before the others catch them. Eight tenths the gap at the front of the field. It seems Taters, now they're back ahead, really pushing on. Very impressive that they're able to get this kind of a gap so quickly. Side by side for third. There's the overtake between Mateus and Kirby. Kirby slightly into the wall there. Still trying to fight back. Can they get to the inside? No, not quite. Mateus is through. Kirby will still have that tyre advantage, but Mateus driving very well. We're going to see if we can catch this overtake again. Is there a little bit of a bump? Can't quite tell, could just be the netcode. The horn certainly blared there from one of the cars. And Mateus continues to make up ground. The gap's come down again. So Ray dropping back, perhaps cooling the tyres a bit in the slightly cleaner air further back, and is going back for another run. They collide again on the exit of turn 4. That could have been a big one. That could have led to an infield fight, but both cars keep going. There we go, on board with Ray Racer with the gyro cam inside the car. Trying to close back up. If you hear the revs drop, that's normally an indication that they are in the wall. If the revs drop while they're on throttle, that is. And again, Taters is extending the gap slightly. It ebbs and flows. Meanwhile, Mateus is 10 seconds back. It's just over half a lap. They'll be looking forward to the upcoming stage break, because that, of course, puts them to the back of the leaders. I can't quite remember, but if you're a lap down, you may be able to get a lap back. Which at a circuit like here, very crucial. One second, the gap there. Closes down just a little bit again. Who's doing better for tyre life? It's Ray, but only just. I think they both came into the pits at around the same time. Meanwhile, Mateus still around that 10-second mark. Kirby's dropped back a little bit, 1.4. You see Chico Blasi in the foreground momentarily. We're really into the night now. The track will be cooling off. We'll be having more downforce, a bit more power from the engines. These are the more optimal conditions here. Which means stage 2 could be wild. Five tenths at the front of the field. It is the closest gap. Taters still has it. Ray closing it again. Still a decent amount of laps until the end of this stage. But Ray to the inside. That's going to stop Taters from pinching down the corner, but looking to get the speed on exit by using the high line. Very nicely done. Ray to the inside again. There's the oversteer. Side by side they run again, right up to the wall. And again, Taylor's just edging ahead. Oh, into the wall they go. There's contact there. And Ray lets them back past. Not sure if that was an intentional lift or not, but either way, it has been righted. We've got 11 laps to go in the stage. Tyres really wearing down to the canvas at this point. Mateus is doing quite well for rear tyre wear. That car evidently not sliding as much as some of the others. Ray with the late charge here, closing back up. Oh, bit of a bump from behind there. Is Taters going to make it on fuel to the end of this? I'm not sure. They were on 10%. Maybe. I think they should just be okay. Cutting it very close. And to the inside goes Ray, and Ray does get through. So Ray to the head of the field. As we get closer to the stage break, we're going to see if we can catch that one again. What happened here? Taters into the wall, I think, on the exit there. And that's where Ray was able to carry the momentum. So a costly mistake. We're going to the gyrocam on Taters' car this time, with his Garfield helmet. Really closing up to the back of Ray as they enter turn 1 and turn 2. There's contact there. We're going to have to go off board. The cars making their way through. I think Taters may have let Ray back through after that. Getting close, squeezing into the wall. Just surviving. Taters' car is looking really loose at the end of this. Ray slides up the track. Taters gets the cutback. Is Taters going to have enough fuel under caution, actually? That could be something to watch. Coming to the end of the stage. Taters still holding on to the lead, has a little bit of a gap this time. Okay, white flag for the stage. He's got 3% fuel, that should be enough. And the gap has increased a bit. No, apologies, it's not this time by, it's the time after. So, white flag now. Or has the stage ended? I think it has ended just there. Because he has paused. And there it is. The stage break is official. Cars closing up. Pits are closed as it stands. And he's gone into mix 6. We actually can see the fuel mixes on, that's quite nice. Pits are open this time by. And boy did he need it. Oh, okay, pits weren't open this time. Oh wait, no, they're coming up to the entrance for the pits here. Cars peeling off into pit road. Now, are all of these on the lead lap? No, Chico Blasi is 1 lap down. So Chico Blasi possibly could get a wave around. Oh, that's a little bit low on the fuel for some of these. So Chico Blasi first out of the pits. They're able to go back through. I suppose because we're burning laps while under caution, you might be able to afford to take a little bit less on the fuel. And through all of that, was it Ray or Mateus that got out of the pits first? It seems to have been Ray. Although Mateus ahead as it stands. Green this time by. And there's potential overtaking before the line there. That could have been a little bit risky. We're side by side for second place. But Taters takes the lead. Second place is Ray. Chico Blasi now back on the lead lap in third. Mateus in fourth. Kirby in fifth. Gonna have to check the start again. Well, there was definitely an overtake before the line on Mateus. Whether the stewards see that as a penalty or not post-race, we'll have to see. Oh, it's getting a bit dicey out here. The top two have broken away a smidge as Chico Blasi has dropped to fifth. So, the battle between Mateus and Kirby is the battle for third now, as side by side they run for the lead of the race. Ray to the inside this time by, as Taylor's able to hold that outside. Oh, very close. Ray just gets ahead. Taylor's looking to the inside immediately after. very decisive and gets the position back. Getting into the wall a little bit. That allows Ray to close back up. Ray running with a little bit less fuel weight this time by. Mateus running very low on the fuel weight, much lower than anyone else. They're going to have to take fuel at the middle point stop. But they're hoping that this lighter car allows them to chase down and perhaps get a bit of a gap over the leaders. But it's going to be tricky. They've got the dirty air of two cars here. Ray to the inside, not quite. That outside line is fascinating. So all 5 cars back on the lead lap here for the final round of the regular season before playoffs. It is the Bass Pro Shops Northern Isle Night Race, officially unofficial. Side by side between Ray and Mateus. Mateus using that lighter car to his advantage and gets that position. Let's see if we can catch this one again. Mistake by Ray there, just getting into the wall. Lost a lot of momentum, and that allowed Mateus to close up rapidly. So Ray only loses the 1 position though, still in 3rd. Mateus really needs to close in on Taters. I know they're both locked into the playoffs, but it is playoff points. All important when it comes to the championship. And interestingly, Ray's managed to catch back up a little bit from that, closing in a bit of contact going into turn 3. And that has slowed up Ray's progress a bit. Mateus getting a smidge of a gap and is closing in on Taters. An intriguing battle. The issue here for Mateus, of course, is he's going to have to lose more time under green flag conditions. Unless a caution comes out, but we've not been seeing any, really, throughout the season. Side by side they go, Mateus to the lead, not quite. They look to the inside, they were alongside, not quite there. But they have the pace. 17.2 played a 17.0 on that last lap. Look at the scrapes and the paintwork there. These cars really are taking a beating. That high line again. This time TCR Kirby, who is in 3rd place now. So Kirby ahead of Ray. Kirby, of course, forfeited their points. So he's back on 0. They can still get into the playoffs with a win, of course. But I'm not sure if they're able to from any other result. So it really is win and you're in for TCR Kirby. Are they able to close up a little bit on the top 2? Maybe a bit. Oh, side by side again. 2 Nukeshot teammates going through. A little bit of over-under. Not quite. Chico Blasi continue to drop back a bit. This style of short track racing perhaps not suiting their style. Taters holding on to that lead, and the longer he can keep Mateus there, the more of an advantage it is over Mateus, of course. Bit of a Captain Obvious moment there, but still. Mateus really not wearing those rear tyres out as much. Clearly something different with the setup that's allowing those rear tyres to last, but you're front limited at this circuit. Four cars all in a line. It's Taylor's from Mateus, from Ray, then Kirby. Chico Blasi a little bit further back. Could actually play a bit of a spoiler. We saw with the Lappery earlier, it was getting a bit dicey. Remember, they can fight to stay on that lead lap. Really closing in again. Ray a lot closer this time by, can't quite get the momentum for a pass. We've got a bit of a headwind going out of turn 4, and I wonder if that's helping. That's the one that you tend to understeer a lot at, so having a bit of a headwind, more air going over the downforce. Side by side, they run again. There's contact there. Mateus goes round. Mateus with a big off. We're gonna have to check this one again. What happened? So Ray was behind. A little bit of oversteer there. I'm not too sure. It could have been. They're sort of merging lanes. That was an odd one. One again, perhaps for the stewards to look into. But after that, we've now got a group of 3 instead of a group of 4. Now, Mateus may have dropped back anyway because they're needing fuel. Look at that, they've got less than a quarter of a tank left. But still, they were very much in this fight. Taylor's doing a great job leading this field. Has the 5 and the 38 in close proximity. Can go on board with the bonnet cam here on the 38, the Nintendo Mustang. Again, you can see the sort of netcode lag, and that can be really off-putting if you're trying to make an overtake, because you don't want to hit the car ahead, but if the car ahead is going side to side in a very unpredictable manner, that makes things really tricky as Ray gets to the inside. Again, Taylor's holds on to that. Oh! A little bit of oversteer for Taylor's, I think, on exit there. Some onion bargies exchanged. This is juicy stuff. Meanwhile, Mateus did go into the pits. What's happening here? Taylor's has lost 2 positions. Hold on, I need to check this out. Why? Did he just hit the wall? Oh, I see. He got squeezed into the wall by Ray. That one probably is going to get looked at by the stewards. Meanwhile, Ray and Taters have both made pit stops. Now, we did see earlier in the race, I believe it was Ray, either intentionally or not, dropping the place back after doing that. That seems to have not happened this time by. Chico Blasi into the pits. They were up to second there on strategy. TCR Kirby leading the race. Willow was a pit stop. Again, going long into this stint. Where does Chico Blasi rejoin? I think they're going to be, yep, still fifth. Quite a way back. Are they actually on the lead lap? No, I don't think they are. Of course not, because Kirby is yet to make a stop. Kirby into the pits now then. And that's the fastest lap of the race for Ray Racer. 16.487. Fresh tyres and that lower fuel. This is as good as the car's going to handle all night. .7 the gap. I think it was closer to 2 seconds when Taylor's exited the pit. It's back to 2 seconds now. A bit of traffic up ahead, perhaps. That is Chico Blasi. And we saw them get out of the way of Ray earlier on. They are, of course, on the same team. I've not said anything about this, by the way, for the record. Chico Blasi into the wall slightly. Now they probably are. Oh, they're staying there, are they? No. Making life a bit easier there for Ray. I was thinking they were fighting to stay on the lead lap a little bit, but giving up that fight. Ray Racer still the race leader, 2.2 seconds. Now, however, because Chico Blasi is a lap down to the race leader, one would think that they would have the same courtesy towards Taylor's once they go through. We'll have to see. Mateus in fourth, 13 seconds back from the leaders, 8 seconds back from Kirby at this stage. We're more than halfway through stage 2, going to the checkered flag here at Northern Isle Speedway for the Bass Pro Shops Northern Isle Night Race. As it stands, it is Ray Racer. That is our leader. Gap coming down a little bit, 1.6. Again, it's these sporadic moments of pace. It seems to seesaw quite a bit. Not entirely sure why. The wind direction has changed a smidge. It's less of a direct headwind on the exit of turn 4. Maybe that's catching people out a bit. But the 5 and the 27 running in formation at this stage. The 19 still close behind. Made up a lot of time. You can see 17 threes on lap 162 and 163. Taylor's with even a 16.9 in there and 17.0, so that will be where the time was gained. Now, what's going to happen here? Because Taylor's is closing up. Not quite there yet, but is closing up. There you also see Mateus in the foreground momentarily. Thanks again to the fans that have tuned into this. Hope you're all enjoying the action. If you are, be sure to leave a like. Consider subscribing for the rest of the season here. .5 is the gap. What on earth is that noise in the background? Apologies for that. It's picking up on my headphones, so I assume it's making its way through to the microphone as well, so sorry about that. I don't know if that's someone vacuuming or what. Okay, now it's very close between these two. Chico Blasi is no longer on the lead lap. This could be getting tricky. As mentioned, I've said nothing about this. Whether the drivers have just sort of playing the team game anyway, not sure. But Taylor's manages to clear Chico Blasi anyway. Chico Blasi trying to fight back, perhaps. Oh, interesting. But no. It get cleared, and frankly I'm glad that was resolved as well, I'd say as quickly as it was, but it could have been a little bit quicker. Now Taylor's trying to close back up to Ray. 5/10 is the gap. Taylor's car seems to be the fastest all night here. Chico Blasi diving back in, and Taylor's doing the over-under. So Chico Blasi still trying to fight here. And they're also coming up to Mateus, are our leaders, so perhaps a little bit of dirty air. This could be tricky. And you also see Kirby in shots of all 5 cars in around the same part of the circuit. And again, Chico Blasi looking to that inside line. And Taylor's to the inside. Trying to get past Ray. And does so. Ray has been cleared. And Taylor's going for Mateus as well. Gets that position done. So Taylor's now at the head of the field with the clear air. If he's got the fuel, should be in a good position. We've got 20 laps to go and he's on 20% fuel. So we may have short-fueled a little bit. He's had a little bit of a history of running out of fuel on the last lap. It shouldn't be much of a problem here. Ray Racer trying to get by Mateus, and does so. Into the wall goes Mateus. Side by side between them and Chico Blasi. This is actually for position. That one was for position. And Mateus has paused, so he's probably typing something. Apologies, I'll see if I can get the replay. Will it go back as far? There it was, just cutting across the nose slightly. Wasn't fully clear. Was Ray there? And that's allowed Chica Blasi up to 4th. Mateus losing time from pausing. The AI not able to carry as much speed. Seven-tenths the gap. So Ray Race has actually gone ahead. So through all of that, and the replay doesn't go back far enough. Apologies for all that situation dealing there. I'm not the race director, but Taters isn't in a position really where he can type to say no typing in the chat, because as you saw with Mateus dropping back, the AI loses a lot of time and Taters is fighting for the win. So I'm not entirely sure how that happened. There's a couple laps in the 17.5, 17.6s. So seemingly lost time there. Taters is closing back in. Ray with a little bit better tyre life. We're coming up to 10 laps to go here for the Northern Isle Night Race, sponsored by Bass Pro Shops unofficially. Is it a fuel concern? Now, close. If it's 1% per lap, Taters should just about be okay. Just. Closing into the final stages of this, and Kirby's still there meanwhile. How's Kirby looking for fuel? Maybe about the same as Taters, actually a bit less than Taters. Kirby could end up running out of fuel here. Gotta watch out for that. But Kirby is putting the pressure on and looking to go to the inside. Not quite, can't quite get there. And it's lagging a lot more laterally. Still trying to close in. Not sure if Taters is going defensive or not. I think that's just his normal racing line. Although he's going a little bit to the low side as opposed to that high line we've been seeing. So it gets into that second to highest lane on exit of turn 2. 9/10 is the gap. It's up to a second. I know it's close. Ray, I think that was the sound of someone getting into the wall. Lost a smidge of time, but it's 1.1. Ray closing in. The wind's shifted a little bit again. It's more of that headwind on exit of turn 4. A cluster of cars. Everything, of course, is subject to stewarding, but I'll call it as it is on track. 1.3 is the gap. And Kirby's still looking for that second place. This squabbling has certainly helped Ray. 1.2. White flag. Really low on the fuel here. Taters still close behind. And the checkered flag is out. Ray Racer is the winner of the Best Pro Shops Northern Isle Night Race. That provisionally locks them into the playoffs. Taters holds on to second from Kirby in third. Spirited effort, but third place in the end. Chico Blasi fourth, and Mateus in fifth. I suspect the results may shift around a little bit after a bit of stewarding, but here are the on-track provisional results at least. Ray Racer also had the fastest lap of the race in all that. It was a 1.6 second gap to Taters by the end of that. TCR Kirby, last of the cars on the lead lap and on the podium. Chico Blasi fourth, Mateus in fifth, and Sonic Marathon, an unfortunate early DNF. We hope to see them at a future round, however. This is a little bit of a specialist circuit, so maybe a more conventional one. We'll maybe see them return. Those are your results then here today. Next up, round 6, the first of the playoffs. We'll be heading to the Blue Moon Bay Infield B course for the Auto Club Roval at the Bay, as is officially billed on the calendar. Hope you've all enjoyed the action here today. And from all of us here at Nukeshot Media, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, consider subscribing for the rest of the season, and future content on the channel, of course. From all of us here, I've been Zokyo, and we hope to see you next time out. From all of us here, it's goodbye.